everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about what we know so far about Star Wars Ahsoka, because it's about a month to go now until the show comes out, so I'm going to give you some information on the show that we have so far. And well, we don't have that much, but hey, we've worked with less. One, we know it's probably going to take place around the time of The Mandalorian-ish. Take place in that time period, so between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy, although leaning more towards the original trilogy end. Of course, it is going to be based and, well, focus on mainly Ahsoka Tano, who's introduced in Star Wars The Clone Wars 15 years ago. And yes, saying that made me feel incredibly old. And of course, it is going to focus on the Star Wars Rebels crew, of course, containing Hera and Sabine, potentially Zeb if he comes back from the New Republic. We'll have to wait and see. And of course, Ezra, who did go missing at the end of Star Wars Rebels, along with the returning Grand Admiral Thrawn. And let's face it, if Thrawn's returning from the God knows wherever they ended up, Ezra is probably not going to be too far behind him. So I think we're going to see basically the whole Star Wars Rebels crew reunited, minus Kanan, who is almost definitely dead. Rest in peace, Kanan. And of course, we are going to be dealing with a couple of Inquisitors in this series, including one played by the recently passed Ray Stevenson. I know that's going to be tough to watch, believe me. And of course, I think the show will eventually tie into this giant film that Dave Filoni's planning that's going to, like, sort of wrap up what he's calling the Mandoverse. So, all the shows that are taking place post the original trilogy, so Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, Ahsoka, and all those are going to culminate into one big film, which I believe is coming out in 2027 or 2026, I don't remember. But I know this is probably going to feed into that quite well, unless Ahsoka dies. I hope she doesn't. I really don't. But it's possible. And I've also been hearing that Tamara Morrison has been cast in this show. And I've got a pretty damn good feeling who he's going to be. I think for the first time, he is going to play Captain Rex. And I'm really hoping that's true. Because I love Captain Rex. He is by far my favourite clone. And I would really love Tamara to actually be able to play him, because he never actually has, which is quite a shame. But I would really like to see him get the chance now. And unfortunately I have a feeling if Rex does show up in the show, he will probably meet his end, which will absolutely annihilate me. Like, it will completely eviscerate me. I will be a mess for weeks should that happen. But yeah, in terms of what we know so far about the show, not that much. We know it's going to contain a strong Imperial elements, of course being headed by Grand Admiral Thrawn, now in the absence of Moff Gideon, again. Is he dead this time? I have no idea. Is he? Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But, of course, the Empire is now going to be headed very much by Grand Admiral Thrawn. Of course, very much, this is basically going to be based off the old Heir to the Empire story arc, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing how that gets translated, and I'm hoping, if that is the case, that Luke Skywalker gets a cameo. Yes, I know we've had a lot of Luke over the last couple of years, but let's face it, Heir to the Empire, that was a Luke story back in the day, so I'm hoping that Luke Skywalker at least gets some form of cameo in the show. I hope, because, God, that'd be so cool. And especially if he met Ezra, that would be epic. Honestly, in terms of what we know about the show so far, not all that much. Of course, we know a lot of characters that are going to be in it, but in terms of storyline, not much. Will we see Mando and Grogu? Maybe. It's not impossible, I suppose. We may even see Boba Fett. That'll be incredibly awkward if Luke and Boba Fett meet again. Yikes. I would not want to be there when that happens. Although I would absolutely love to see it. So, Disney, Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, if you're watching this, I'm hoping you've done that. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that's all we know so far, plus a couple of little predictions about what's going to happen in Star Wars Ahsoka when it comes out next month. So please, like the vid, subscribe to mine and Roxanne's channels. Her link's in the description, my button is down there. Please click the sub buttons down the bells to get both sets of our notifications. Comment as well, because why not, and let me know what you think's going to happen in Ahsoka, and if I've missed anything from what we know so far, I might have done. Once you've done that too, please follow me on my social medias. They'll be in the link tree in the description. Below that'll be Roxanne's website, of course. And lastly, please do share the vid with your friends. They can join the infinite loop of liking, subscribing, commenting, following, and sharing, and around and around and around that loop. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. Goodbye!